Oh my gosh. I got so twirled up, I completely forgot the time. So today is all about remembering. Let's see. Today was about remembering and midlife pregnancy and fertility. And I wasn't there when you arrived. And I'm sorry for that. Oh gosh. Basically, without realizing it, I had booked this live to be remembering, and I did not know at the time that my husband was going to have to fly out to an emergency on an emergency flight and to hopefully catch his mother before she died, and he did. She died last night, and it's been very intense couple of days with just a very intense, emotional period and wanting to be present for my partner, my husband, for my daughter, family, the home, and inside of that, myself. And I didn't know how this was going to align today, but it did because I wanted to be very present for him and find a way to keep the balance inside life. Just as things had been kind of zzz, and this was the peace time, and I had to make a choice. And inside of that choice, allowing him actually to have his own space for his grieving. And I will come with our family. It's sometimes what you think is the right thing. Is it because you think you're supposed to do it or because you really are supposed to do it? And why am I talking about this? What does this have to do with fertility? Well, I first want to say that this experience has been really powerful, and it took me into a deep emotional place, which is something that I've been working with because I'm working with that with you. Fertility, moving forward on your path, it's all about that. But I want to pause for a second because I had this aha as I was in the garden taking a peace moment, and I realized the sun was lower than I had thought it was, and today had kind of melted in together in a beautiful way. I felt such a deep presence for life and the people in front of me when I was working with my clients. I felt so thankful for that. But I want to take a pause for a moment and take a breath with you. In and exhaling out and grounding in with the earth and reminding yourself that part of the remembering is remembering you and remembering something from your ancestral background, something that affects you that you may not know that's in the room. We've talked about this before, about past and ancestors and their story and how it affects your bones and blood and what you're doing and where you might have blocks without realizing it, or bumps or barriers, stuck places. There's a big story there. And if you're here, then I know there's a deeper path for you. It's not just about supplements and how old you are, though that is important in some ways. Not the how old you are, that's more about experience. The supplements, sure, but it's about you, your path, what you're meant for. And if you're here, I say thank you for being here, for you, for me, for the circle, the international, around the world. And if you're new, then, subscribe and we'll see you next week. And tomorrow at 9:30, because it's the first Friday and first Thursday. Well, this is the Thursday before the first Friday, so I'm doing it today. And this is a place where we gather for the moment. And I appreciate that. I appreciate you. And I haven't put out more videos because I'm showing up here, and that's what feels right in the moment. There are other things in process, and they'll come in due time. So coming back around to you is this remembering. My original intent wasn't on death and renewal, but there is something there because there's a sort of death of your old ways, old patterns, old stuck places. And maybe old isn't the right word to be using right now since we're all older, but old is a frame of mind. I don't feel old except on those days when I've eaten corn tortillas and my body starts being more achy. Yeah, then I feel old. When I bend over and it's not quite as fast and strong as it used to be, sure. But I felt that at 19 after a car accident. So it's perception and experience. But there's a remembering there of a life that you have had, the life that you have now, and that combination, that perfect combination of that which is familiar and you miss maybe in some ways where you are now and what you imagine for the future. Do you know what I'm talking about? If that's, do you ever long for pieces, but not all, of things in the past? Maybe a time when you had more time to read or more time to create, or you gave energy to different things. Is there ever a longing for that? I'm curious down in the comments if that's something that ever pops up. I also am curious if there is a push-pull sometimes. Do you even want that old you versus where you are now? Could you just pick and choose? Maybe start dancing in the living room again, but leave the staying up till 10 o'clock in the morning dancing all night because then you had to recover for 3 days and maybe you don't want to do that anymore. Or maybe you do. No judgment. Anyway, it's the remembering. But why am I bringing this up? Because where you are now and you're looking forward in your fertility and pregnancy journey, this is never going to be the same. What's happening here, you're doing some incredible work within, listening to your soul, your intuition. What is next? What is your next step? And the remembering is remembering back, but instead of, oh, I wish I had that. Or, oh, that was awful. Or, oh, that was amazing. Whatever it is, it's how can you remember, but also don't forget. Don't forget that there were challenges. There's so much evolution that's happened between now and then. And here you are, this amazing person, sitting here with me wherever you are. And you have so much to offer this family that you're looking to create, that you're creating. You're already on that path. It's already true somewhere. You just have to believe it. Give yourself permission to remember, but also not forget. Remembering the suffering of generations back and what might you do to heal some of that so that your body knows that it's okay to move forward. You know, that trust that we talked about with your body, right? What needs remembering? What wants to be remembered? What inside of you is remembering something that it's time to let go of? What is calling you? I'm always going to call you back to that. And if you want to share down in the comments now or on the replay, you're welcome to do that. You know I love answering you, connecting with you, and you don't have to answer back. I just am out here and I'm human and I have off days where I ramble on too much or I write a long mail or a text message that, could have been 2 words because that's what it was in that moment. Or I show up with such a deep presence, like today. I'm late, but I'm so here. The tears, the emotion, the diving into what is needed and what is being asked for in this moment, the taking pause, the remembering when I was more clear, when you were clear. Do you need to figure it out? Do you? What if you just kept paying attention to what's coming up? What if you asked a question, not just the question, asked a question when things pop up? What if you asked, you inquired, you gave into whatever was coming up without this mind spin mindset? What am I supposed to do? What's next? What am I supposed to feel? Should I this? Should I that? They say this, they say that. What if you came back to you? What if the remembering was remembering what your soul has been asking for? It's right there. And I feel it with you right now. I feel this remembering. And in fact, I would love for you, I hope this isn't making too much noise in here, putting your hand on your heart. I feel this tension and sort of releasing this movement. I've been feeling it since before one of my clients today. It's interesting. I always find it interesting before I get on a call with somebody. I feel different things. Sometimes I share it, sometimes I don't. But every time, as soon as someone says yes to meeting, I start feeling things in my body usually, because it's that loud voice, if you're listening. And sometimes you don't want to listen because it's exhausting to have all the information coming in. But right now I ask you to pay attention to what's happening right here for you. Is there an opening? Is there tension? Just drop in for a moment to that space, that connection of your hand on your body, that reminder to your body that you're remembering your body, that you're connecting in with your body, that you're present for your body and what it needs and what it's calling for. And you don't have to have the answers now. But coming into this remembering the traumas, the things from the past that are asking for attention, and also remembering just to pause and take a breath with your whole body and exhale with your whole body and shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. That's my offering for today. Excuse my tardiness as I was in the moment. Thank you. If this was interesting for you, please click like. If you have something you say or ask a question, then definitely put a comment down below. I'm happy to answer anything, or a feeling or a thought that came up with just being present together today. And that liking allows people to find the video and connect in and be reminded to remember. Wow, that sounded a little bit redundant, but you know what I'm saying. And it's nice to be in a place of joy and light and possibility here with you as I say goodbye to my mother-in-law and thank her for the reminder of the tears and the emotion that on so many days we strong women who've lived life don't always allow. Sometimes. But what if we just invite it in? If there's tears or anger or something that wants to be released, and letting it find a space here in your chest and your heart and saying, okay, I'm here for that. Whatever it is. Not judging it, not trying to change it, control it, but just allow it. I'm Coach Ariel Anderson. I work in midlife, pregnancy, and fertility, and your path, whether it be your business or what you're creating for the next phase. And I will see you also tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Pacific. It's a double dose, 24 hours. And I look forward to any comments or questions you have. And I will see you on the other side. Bye. Just a moment.